Hello there, this is Sybil with North Node Rising. I'm so glad to have you back. If you have come over from my other channel, The Oracle Tree, welcome. This channel is dedicated to all things North Node. We try to figure out how to utilize our North Node for betterment. I always call the North Node the guiding light. I do firmly believe that. And I firmly believe that if we all used our North Node to guide us on our destiny or the journey that we are here, this life cycle, then the world could be a better place. Having said that, I'm so glad and so excited about doing this particular video. This video, I was asleep and I kind of thought about everything that was kind of happening in my life in 2024. For me, it was very pivotal. And, even the epiphany of really wanting to engage my North Node in order for betterment. But I did learn a lot along the way. So right now I have, I'm going to share with you the 7 things that I learned in 2024. And hopefully you will, or you can write your own list as well. I admonish and I would tell anyone to kind of just sit back and ponder what you went through and what did you think that the universe was trying to teach you in 2024. So without further ado, we're going to go into my top 7 list of 7 things I learned in 2024. The first thing, that I was a continuing thing. I had been going through some things in my life. And, you just kind of notice things on TV. You notice people who, you hate to say a category or of good or bad, but there are some people in, this life cycle that do some horrible things to others, okay? But you also see them succeeding in other areas of their life. Now, it could be a test. It could be a test. The creator could be giving them a test to see if they are abusing power. We do know that the ultimate sin is the abuse of power. So maybe that is a test. But there are some themes that I have seen with people who are quote unquote bad versus people who are quote unquote good. So the first thing that I did learn this year in just saying, why does it seem like, these people get ahead and, they have no problems not stepping on people. I don't envy that at all. But why is it that it seems like they get ahead? And definitely financially, okay? So that question, why does it seem the bad get ahead? Why does it seem that they are successful? So what came to me, in a dream was that the only difference between a successful bad person and there's different forms of success. I do understand that, okay? Right now, because of the things that I was dealing with, whether you're dealing with generational things or dealing with, getting used to lack, trying to get out of that state. But, the only difference between a successful bad person and a non-successful good person is that good people give up really easily. I do notice that, and I don't know if it's because we haven't had a toughening or, we are not used to the bruises, but to get ahead, you have to have longevity and perseverance. So I did notice that. And I said, you know what? They will sit down, they will bite, they will do whatever, and they will wait for that venom to take hold. I think as a good person, if you deem yourself good, if you don't like that term, however you want to size up that term, or put yourself in that category of someone who is actively trying to be better and not hurt others. Okay, so we need to understand that if they have the right to not give up, we definitely have the right to not give up, and the expecting of something good to happen. We tend to, I know, I can remember in my youth of, I was just so tender hearted, and if someone said anything, that I took it to mean that I shouldn't pursue that direction, and pursuing that direction could have garnered me notoriety or whatever. Pardon me. So perseverance is key. And just because you get a no, you hear in sales, taking no for an answer. Most salespeople don't. They just said, especially when I used to be in Mary Kay. Fun fact, I used to sell Mary Kay when my children were younger. No, this was before I had children, actually. I used to sell Mary Kay, and one of their mottos was, if someone tells you no, then it's just an invitation for more information. Okay, so just not giving up and pursuing what you set out to pursue. So I do think that is a difference in why we see some of these people who are deemed bad that in whatever craft they are doing, they're very persistent. Okay, so that goes to also my number 2 thing that I learned in 2024, or you've kind of known, but it's come to the forefront. So the number 2 thing kind of piggybacks off of that. And I noticed bad people, quote unquote, they know how to use universal or cosmic law to be successful. They even feel entitled to do so. Good people sometimes think that universal or cosmic law is taboo, or they make it about religion. Okay, but universal and cosmic law applies to everyone. Okay, it is not a respecter of male or female. It's not a respecter of course, of, just like I said, male or female or gender, and it's separate from religion in that, for example, reaping what you sow. Okay, and we also know this too. This goes back to number 1. Just because someone is bad does not mean that they are not going to receive karma. So, we don't have to worry about what they get. We don't know what their purpose is here or whatever. We just know that they're not supposed to abuse power. But going back to point number 2, reaping what you sow. So whatever you're putting into something, you will get out. You'll even see, I don't care if they're atheists, they can apply universal law. Okay. Another one is giving to get. Now, some people's hearts are not pure or in touch, but they give just because they know universally, cosmically, that they will receive. It's a law that has to be sustained in the universe. So when you have lack, and when you know how to use universal laws, you can really benefit. So say, for instance, I use the word lack, but lack mentality. Okay, if you're in lack mentality, you don't want to give. You really don't want to give. And people think you have to do it through a church or, some religious institution, but it could be other ways. You yourself may say, I'm going to take it upon myself once a month to, talk to people under bridges. And I'm not advising that or not. Okay. But you may figure out, I'm going to help a homeless shelter. I'm going to even probably foster a daycare, anything, and I'm going to see what their needs are, and I'm going to be that filler. But that can be a great way to reap the benefits of universal law. And it's so interesting. It's people who don't have good intentions, they just know these laws and they apply them and they reap what they sow just because they're casting out. When you cast out, you're going to hit some fertile soil. And these are just concepts that are already set. So those two things were really big because I was just looking around and just kind of trying to wonder why, there's so many people suffering, and not saying that people that are suffering aren't doing these things, but I do know when you're so used to getting beat down, you you don't have the energy to do some of these laws, some of these steps. But what you can do is just take one thing, just one thing. If it's someone that you can be a mentor, give time, even if you don't have money, and it could come back on you to you tenfold. All right, number three what I learned this year, and I'm still getting over a cold, so pardon me. The third thing that I learned was, just by me being a woman, as a woman, I now understand that this earth, the universe, is a matriarchal entity. Since this is true, there are some things that I am afforded. Okay. So, as women, we are taught that we are second class citizens. And I think nowadays you can see this time shift. Okay. And a lot of, we've always been dictated to. You have some people that kind of think out of the box, that were women, that were ground breakers and trailblazers. But for the most part, we have a lot of opinions and a lot of men talking to us about us. But nowadays, I see a lot of women starting to say, I have something to say. And not only that, I'm getting a direct download myself from the creator, whoever you deem that to be. So whoever source is to you, you understand as that female entity, you are afforded some particle things, some privileges, even the fact that we can give birth, some privileges, and we can use that to our advantage, because being female is not a weak thing, and we were taught that. It is a connection to this earth, a connection to the universe that nobody can say that they have, and we do have that. Okay. So I've learned that this year, and my goal with that is to not let anyone look down on me because I am woman, and to not try to push me off as someone that doesn't know my experience. I know my experience, and my experience is valid, and this is what my calling was, to share with you all and with anyone I come in contact with. So that was a big one for me. And I do appreciate, and I love that source birthed me as a woman. Not saying you shouldn't feel good how you were birthed, but I am proud to be who I am. Okay, this takes us into number 4. We're getting along. This kind of goes into the last point, being a woman. So, but this can be for anyone. Understanding that this is the temple. Our bodies are the temple, and especially as a woman, we are to safeguard this temple. It is very, very powerful, especially getting downloads, getting information, and using those feelings in order to tap in, so to speak. So, number 4 is taking care of the temple is required for blessings. And we have been taught the opposite. Now, we understand that we are wrapped in flesh in this plane, okay? And we understand that our spirits are immortal. We understand that. But while we are here, and I just know my epiphany for myself, we do a lot of things to and with this body. And we are taught, especially as mothers, to put ourselves second, third, and fourth. Okay, I know me myself, I will even take on other obligations knowing that I'm tired, instead of saying, no, I can't do this right now, because I have been taught and programmed that other people's needs come before my needs, comes before my peace even. So it's very important to take care of this temple. How do we take care of the temple? Well, I know for me, since I am a massage therapist, my goal is to make sure that I get a massage every month, because I'm using my hands, I'm using my arms, I'm using my legs. I always say that the way that I move, it's Tai Chi like. And especially if I am breathing and doing my breaths, it can be laborious, okay? So I'm going to take care of myself and know that I am deserving of it. Sometimes with your temple, you have to say no. And that is a hard one for me, because I hate to let people down in that, not that I'm a pushover, but I hate that people have needs, and even, I'm past 50 now. But I see now also that sometimes people's needs, sometimes what people are saying are needs or wants, okay? So it might not even be an immediate need. So I have to learn how to weigh that, okay? So one of the things is doing some of the things that I love as far as being feminine, taking care of this temple, detoxing occasionally, taking spiritual baths, okay, going to get my eyebrows done, going to get a facial, getting my massage. My daughter is going to start doing facials and nails and things like that here, eyelashes. I will be getting that. I want my temple, not that it has to be adorned, but I want to present the best way that I can, since I'm representing Source. So it's very important to me, especially when I have let myself go for various reasons and it wasn't healthy. So I want to even be cognizant of what I'm putting inside of my temple as well. Excuse me. So that is very important to me. Number 5. This is one that I just did a video, if you saw it, and it was about, letting your light shine. And I've noticed a theme, and I didn't realize that I was doing it. I share a lot with people because I'm thinking I don't have anything to hide, but sometimes people, they do get excited, but they can use your own excitement or things that you love, I don't want to say against you, but certain entities can become competitive. And I do notice that certain entities and principalities that come from people tend to be competitive in order for me not to be persistent, which goes back to number 1. It's, why, they seem to have an interest in what I said I had an interest in. So why even bother doing it? No, claim what your calling is, and don't let anyone take it. So number 5 is Don't let anyone infiltrate your passion or your destiny so that they can make it their own. That's a big one. Have you ever, write in the comments if you've ever had that situation happen where you're talking to someone and all of a sudden they come back and call you as if they're the expert, and you're like, okay, like a lot of did you knows, like, did I know? Well, I'm the one that told you about X, Y, and Z. Now, it'll be different, like I said in the previous video, if ones and one said, hey, I remember you said this. It got me to want to study that, and I found out X, Y, and Z or something. But no, this whole taking over your destiny to make it their own, or your passion. So I recognize that, and I've analyzed, why didn't I stick with X, Y, and Z, whatever it was, and 9 times out of 10, it was because someone represented or repackaged what I was doing or what I told them, and I saw that they developed a passion, so I thought I had to take a back seat. And that's changing now, so I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm just letting you all know. Hold me accountable. Okay, number 6. This brings me to that. Clean house regularly. And now when I'm talking about house, I'm talking about my auric field, my my whole world. So assess my inner circle even. I don't care if it's friends or family. You need to clean house and take stock. So you analyze and weigh, what is it? What has this person or that person, what have they contributed to my life? Have they brought me a lot of stress? Is it time to wean people off? I'm not saying that people aren't valid, but I'm only interested in people who are trying to better themselves, because that's what we are here to do. We're here to better ourselves and make an impact. Okay, clean up Mother Earth, make our Creator proud. Okay, and help the next person that wants to be helped. That's a big problem for me. I'm helping people sometimes that aren't showing that they want to be helped. But I see the potential, and I always say this in my other videos. Just because I have the gift of discernment, or I even have this gift of seeing potential, doesn't mean that this person is actually trying to do better. So I must, weigh that when I'm thinking about that. But cleaning up and assessing my inner circle. What serves me? We know that 2025 is a time of getting rid of things that don't serve us. We are here in this age of Aquarius to figure out our purpose, okay? And to, they say that it is the time of the people, okay? So we are here to start anew, start afresh, and be better versions of ourselves. And number 7, this is the last one. Know who you are and don't compromise. Know who you are and don't compromise. This is one that, I have this way about me, even though I'm over 50. People, I'm kind of childlike, just Gemini can be in general. So even younger people, they tend to want to test me. It's very interesting. I can go into a store. I remember me and my daughter we were going to Jamaica to visit my other daughter, and we went through Atlanta airport. And when I tell you all that we went to, our plane was going to come in about an hour, and we went to the bathroom, And I had on some cute makeup. And I'm not like a small woman, I'm just an average woman. But I do recognize and thank the Most High for my beauty. And I was putting on lip gloss. And one of these young 20-year-old girls, it was a group of them, they saw me, and one girl commented about the lip gloss. She may even say, "Oh, I wish I had some lip gloss." But the other girl was like, I don't know if she said nobody wears lip gloss or something, or it was something disrespectful. And I could feel her energy, and I'm like, now why would she be threatened or threatened by my age and by my lip gloss? It was the strangest thing, but I know, I let off energy of youthfulness, and I tend to let off energy with people who have mommy issues. So it could have been she had some sort of authority issue, and when she saw me, it activated. I don't know where the jealousy or whatever came from, but not, what could I have done? I don't know. It happened so quickly, and it didn't. I'm kind of used to people interacting with me like that. But what I'm learning to do, it didn't make me, I am proud of myself, it didn't make me feel some type of a way in that it took me down. It just was interesting that even this gray hair doesn't garner respect. And I know that a lot of that does come from home training, and people have different traumas, but I'm going to always be who I am, and I'm not compromising. If someone should be more frontal or more verbal, then I think I will have something to say, but nothing confrontational or anything. Maybe they need a kind word, but I'm not going to reward bad behavior, with some good behavior. But I may say something like, "How are you today? You seem like you might be having a hard day," or something like that, to actualize or state or show my authority and my level of commitment to even helping them get better. So these are my top 7 things that I have learned in 2024. And I will keep you up to date how I am faring with that. Stay tuned, of course, to my 2025 video on the top 10 things I am changing in 2025. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe, okay? And continue to watch as I try to use my North Node to gain clarity and to fulfill my purpose that I have here. Also, catch me on the Oracle Tree so that you can hear your tarot messages for your signs, okay? So with that, I'm going to leave you, and I'm sending you all blessings. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.